Hey, it's Mark Ferguson with InvestorMore, and I am standing outside a house flip we have under contract to buy. So we're going to talk about this property, some other properties we're selling, a rental property, and how they have been doing during coronavirus, because we are in the middle of the pandemic. We're in Colorado. We've had limited showings. Things have opened up some, and we're going to talk about multiple deals we're doing, this property a little bit, and show you the outside of all our properties. And we'll have links to all the insides of those properties too if you want to see them. But it has been a busy time, that is for sure. And of course, check out investormore.com with much more information on my flips, rentals, being an agent, and all of that good stuff. All right, so this is the first house we're talking about. We are still buying houses during coronavirus. We've bought a couple flips, and we just got this one under contract to buy as well. We're not going to go inside because we don't own it yet. It is a big house. It's much bigger than it looks, with really cool 10-foot ceilings, hardwood floors, so it will be a neat one. Buying it for $200,000. It'll be worth over $300,000 when we're done. Now, ironically, I went to school 2 blocks down that way. If you can see it as I walk into the street here. There it is. And we have a number of other properties within really 4 blocks of where I'm standing. So we're going to show you those too, what the status is, how things have gone, and how we've had some deals fall apart and some unexpected deals go through during all of this. All right, so we're leaving this house I have under contract, and I'm going to show you how, well, first off, what am I talking about? We flipped that house right there. 2 or 3 years ago, we sold that house. We'll link to it. It was a great transformation. And we also bought the house right next to it right there and sold that one without fixing it up. And it looks just like it did when we sold it. But we've done a lot of deals just in this area. And we'll kind of drive through here and show you how close the other ones are. And actually, my sister used to own one of these houses on the left over here. Oh, we flipped that one right there. You might remember that one. We flipped it a year and a half ago, the 1507 address. And then we're coming up here. Ooh, look at that one. That one might need to get a postcard sent to it. We also flipped one last year, the big 2-story that we kept original. You can see it peeking right over there. Here's that 2-story that we kind of restored. We didn't just flip it, but we kept a lot of original features, so I'll link to that one too. That was a really cool house. And we have another house right over here that we just put up for sale. So we just posted a video of this one, of the inside over here, the yellow one on the left, and we had a contract on it the first day. So we sent a counter to them, this house right here, because they had the seller name wrong, some other minor issues, no price change, no terms. Sent the counter, they came back and canceled. Why, we don't know. Was it coronavirus? Was it something else? Who knows? But we had an offer first day, going to accept it. All of a sudden they canceled. Oh well, I guess we'll move on. But we'll show you, you can see a complete inside video of this in the links below. We'll link to all of these properties if you want to see those. All right, so we're leaving that house and we are headed a couple blocks away to another house that we just sold yesterday. So this is a rental property that I've owned for 5 years. Bought it for $91,000 and ended up selling it for $299,000. So this is one we sold right in the middle of coronavirus. Some really cool houses over here on the left. But we could not show this house when we had it listed. So it's a little tricky getting it done, but we were able to do it. This was one where, because we couldn't show it, we listed it for sale, said no showings, but the county and state allowed us to have our yard get done. Oh good, our yard did get mowed right here. The county and state allowed us to have inspections and appraisals. So what happened was they put in a full price offer, we accepted it. After it was accepted, they could come in, do their inspections, they saw the house, they still liked it, went through with the sale, everything went pretty much fine, and we sold it. So this was a great deal, and one that worked well during coronavirus. Here's the commercial property. We bought that for $130,000. Spent $20,000 or so on repairs, fixing it up, and had a rent agreement on it for about $16.50 a month. But they backed out because of the coronavirus. Two people who worked at the company lost their jobs as kind of a church group that was renting it. So we're on a very busy road, as you can hear. But that could be a little tougher to rent now that we have coronavirus and commercial real estate is not as happening as it was. Here's a flip we sold last week, and this is a Rest in Peace Saber house that got tagged RIP Saber all over it. Turns out Saber was a guy who I think took his own life, unfortunately, and some people broke in and tagged it. But a good deal, bought it for $120, sold it for $253. We had some issues getting this one closed, not because of coronavirus, but just because of silly buyers. We had it under contract one time, the buyers went through their inspection, everything was good, and then it turns out they could not qualify for some reason, had an issue to do with their debt to income something, but it wasn't coronavirus related. Put it back in the market, got it under contract again, this time from investors. The house is now for rent. And right before closing, they said, oh, we have to cancel. The buyers bought a Mercedes right before and can't qualify now. So we're like, oh, are you serious? But they managed to get it to work. It just took them 2 weeks longer to close, but we did close on it. So good reminder, don't get a credit card, don't buy stuff if you have a house under contract to buy. It can mess you up, and the lender does find those things out. Here we have another flip that we completed last week, or no, 3 weeks ago, sorry. It's a couple miles away from those other properties we were looking at. This one, we had a not full price, really close to full price, cash offer the second day, accepted it, and yesterday they just canceled due to inspection. And it was over really minor little stuff. They said because of a dead tree, which I'm guessing is that tree right there, which is really easy to take out, we would be happy to take it out. The air conditioning wasn't working, which we would replace, and some minor electrical stuff. And we told them we would fix all that stuff. They still wanted to cancel, so I'm guessing it was some other reason they wanted to cancel. And for whatever reason, whenever we get a cash offer right away, it kind of seems too good to be true. They don't seem to work out. So we'll put this back on the market. In fact, it already is. We already have some showings on it, and it should still sell fairly quickly. Very cool 4-level house, and really nice yard as well. All right, now this is my property, and they have been doing well too. All the tenants here. We have El Cielo, the restaurant, the Human Bean, coffee shop, the grocery store up there. Tori at El Cielo has been doing a great job. Even though they can't be open inside, they've had some great takeout specials, lots of Facebook marketing. I encourage you to try them if you have not and you're in Greeley. The dance studio has been able to open up for private lessons, still can't do public lessons. They're expanding into our space next door. That's why that dumpster's there. And then there's our office as well. And we have been able to continue paying rent to ourselves too. I'm back in the office, and as I said, we're still paying rent, so that's good. Almost all of our tenants are still paying rent. So in April, we had 100% payment on our 22 rental properties. We have like 30 some units in all of those properties. This month in May, I think we have a couple that haven't paid yet, but some of them tend to pay late sometimes. So I'm not getting too worried about that, but almost everyone has still paid now. Colorado is starting to open up, which is a really good sign. There's actually a restaurant open in Greeley, although they're sort of not supposed to be, but the county doesn't care, the state threatens them. We'll see what happens there, but there is some stuff starting to open up. Businesses are allowed to be open again at a reduced rate. TJ Maxx opened up. My wife was really, really happy about that. So things are getting better. Now for us, first off, you can see I got some blinds behind me because someone complained it was too bright in some of these videos. So I do listen to you guys sometimes, so you're welcome. But you saw some of our properties. We were able to sell the rental, no problem, even without showings. That was kind of crazy. A couple of our other flips, we've been able to sell. We've been getting offers right away. Some are falling out like we saw, but that happens all the time anyway. You know, it's very rare that we don't have problems with contracts falling apart from financing, buyers changing their minds, a lot of different reasons. So that's not unusual. The rental property was definitely coronavirus related because they were ready to rent it, ready to go, and they backed out because two of the people who were going to be responsible for that lease lost their jobs. So that was definitely related. We have some other commercial properties we've been trying to rent that will also probably be tougher to rent now because of coronavirus. We'll see how that goes. Although my big 25,000 square foot warehouse I bought in Sterling, Colorado, we've had a tenant inquire about it, actually a couple of them. So that was a good sign. We'll see how that goes. And then with some of my other properties, we do have a couple others listed I didn't show you. All the ones I showed you are within literally 2 miles of my office. But we work in kind of a 30-mile radius, so sometimes we have properties all over the place, and sometimes they're all in the same location, which is nice. But the property we did the eviction on recently, where the guy sold us a house and didn't leave, we're trying to sell that without fixing it up. So we'll see how that goes. It may or may not happen, but we have room to do that, and that's going to be a massive remodel, so it is on the market right now. We'll keep you updated on that. We also have the $500,000 flip that we just completed, I think it's last week, and that one is still on the market. No offers on it yet, so I'm hoping we get an offer on that, but the higher price ranges, it takes longer to sell them, and they might be more affected by the coronavirus too. We'll have to see how that goes. And then we bought 2 more in the last month. We're buying that other one we showed you here soon. And I got another rental property under contract that backs up to the river in the Thompson Canyon going up to Estes Park. So we're buying that the middle of June. And I'm going to use that one maybe personally some and maybe as a vacation rental. I've never done that, so we'll see how that goes. And that is how things are going. I think we're going to be okay. I mean, I know we will be personally, but overall, I think everything, it's going to get better. I won't say it's going to be okay, but things are going to get better. I think we'll be able to survive this if it doesn't drag on too long. And we'll just keep chugging away at business here. So, really appreciate you guys commenting, subscribing, liking our videos. That helps us out a lot. Like I said, I'll link to everything we talked about below, so we'll have a lot of links on a lot of different properties, even some I wasn't really expecting to see while I was doing my video. I'm like, oh yeah, we flipped that house. Completely forgot about some of those. So we'll link to those too. And if you guys have suggestions for new videos, love to hear those. And we'll be back with more soon.